Taft-Hartley Act is an act to amend the National Labor Relations Act of 1935. It is a United States federal law that restricts the activities and powers of labor unions. Also known as the Labor Management Relations Act of 1947, Taft-Hartley was enacted by the United States Congress over the veto of President Harry S. Truman, who described it as a slave labor bill, becoming law on June 23, 1947.
The law was introduced in the aftermath of a major strike wave in 1945 and 1946. Though it was enacted by the Republican-controlled 80th Congress, the law received significant support from congressional Democrats or Dixiecrats, many of whom joined with their Republican colleagues in voting to override Truman's veto. The act continued to generate opposition after Truman left office, but it remains in effect. The amendments enacted in Taft-Hartley added a list of prohibited actions or unfair labor practices on the part of unions to the National Labor Relations Act, which had previously only prohibited actions taken by the employers. The Taft-Hartley Act prohibited jurisdictional strikes, wildcat strikes, solidarity or political strikes, secondary boycotts, secondary and mass picketing, closed shops, and monetary donations by unions to federal political campaigns. It also required union officers to sign non-communist affidavits with the government. Union shops were heavily restricted, and states were allowed to pass right-to-work laws that ban agency fees. Furthermore, the executive branch of the federal government could obtain legal strike-breaking injunctions if an impending or current strike imperiled national health or safety.
Only a year before it was passed, the CIO had begun Operation Dixie, a massive effort to organize and unionize Southern workers in the cotton textile production industries. Passage of Taft-Hartley ensured defeat of this organizing campaign, and when it was halted in 1953, only 15% of Southern textile workers had been organized. After 64 years, unions are still paying the price for Taft-Hartley,